All right. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to what is probably going to be the one and only stream for this Halloween event for American Truck Simulator. So I've already done 11 out of the 15 deliveries. I figured we'd go ahead, jump in here. We got the Peterbilt 389 Purple Haze ready to go, and yeah, we got 4 deliveries left. So looking to be a very nice and relaxing evening of driving. So let's go ahead and jump in. So I got one delivery already kind of queued up and ready to go. We just got to go pick it up. So we're here in Moab, Utah, which I actually haven't been in this side of the map in a long time. It's been a long time since I've been anywhere kind of, west of like Kansas because of all the new DLCs that keeps just pushing us further and further east. And it's a lot of ground to cover. So when I hopped out of the portal one day from the Halloween destination or whatever, it popped me out in like Washington, and then I went to like Idaho, and I've ended up in Utah. So we're kind of going through the old stomping grounds here, and we got a delivery from Moab to Montrose, Colorado. So we're going to be taking, I don't know what interstate this is, maybe I-70 or something. But anyway, let's go jump into the truck. We just got to go and pick up our trailer. It should be just kind of down the street. It's not too far away. It's actually kind of fun driving in Utah again. I feel like I haven't been over here in a while, and I've actually driven a lot of these roads in real life. One time I took a road trip out west through like this part of Utah and everything. So it's kind of bringing back some memories driving through here. I feel like I've driven on this very stretch of interstate, if I'm being honest. It's 80 degrees out. We'll go ahead and roll the windows down because, why not? Yeah, no, sometimes though these gates don't open unless you get like right in the right spot. Yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well this evening. Looking forward to going for a drive. I have not been doing too much American Truck Simulator stuff lately, or anything lately in general. I got a full week of content lined up finally for the first time in a very long time, and I'm very excited to finally have that. Because life has just been a little crazy lately, a little bit busy. Busier than I thought, to be honest with you, for this time of year. But we're back for a little bit, at least for this week. Got a full 3 days worth of content here. City Skylines tomorrow, American Truck Simulator today, and Farming Simulator on Friday. And then I already got a City Skylines video lined up for next week. We'll see about American Truck Simulator. Maybe we'll do something next week. Maybe a fun little stream or something. We'll see. I kind of want to lean into City Skylines a little bit though, because I haven't been doing much of that. And to be honest, I've really been enjoying the game. That they got a new DLC out, so I've been playing that a lot. Now we're gonna go ahead and we can make it. Yeah, Farming Simulator too. I've really been wanting to do some more Farming Simulator live streams. I did one the other week, did some logging for the first time, and since then I've gotten really kind of into the logging side of things. Found some cool mods that make it, a little bit more realistic. So I might be leaning into that a little bit more. And plus I just got some farms that I just want to play, I just want to play the game without having to worry about like editing videos and such. It's kind of nice to just jump in, just do a little casual farming to, ease the nerves, ease the stress of the day. Same with this game, but that's why we're here today. Driving our old Purple Haze, and delivering some Halloween goodies across the western United States. So, unfortunately, we're not going to go to Brackenridge, which is the destination that it sends you like through the portals for the Halloween event. If you did the winter one, you'll know they did something similar for like the Christmas event. Yeah, this one, it's kind of a pain to drive through, I gotta be honest. You pop in the first time and you go, wow, look, there's a nice direct route. to the castle or whatever. And then it turns out that the route is blocked, and so it forces you to drive through, like, sorry, my back's itching, I don't know. But it forces you to drive through like this swamp, and it kind of sucks. There's like tight turns. It's not really meant for a tractor trailer to be driving through, and you know your trailer gets caught on the trees, and then you got to go through this like cave that looks like a dragon's mouth, and your trailer gets caught on the rocks up on the top. And it's just annoying. I found it kind of frustrating. You know, I'd be getting damage on my truck for going like 10 miles an hour. I'm like, this shouldn't be happening. You know, I'm getting trailer damage all the time. Yeah, so I don't know. It just wasn't my thing. You only got to go there like 3 times. Got to deliver 3 deliveries to it, and then the rest of them for the event can be just to and from, you know, like just regular cities and towns. So that's what we're doing here. We're just gonna do a couple deliveries in the continental United States, not in the fantasy world of Brackenridge for the Halloween event. But we're still gonna haul the Halloween stuff though. So right now we got a load of, what do we got? We got Halloween treats. Got some candy. I love candy. Got some Haze right here. You ever know about these? It's been a while since I had some of those. But anyway. Yeah, I think this has the Cummins in it. I think it's an N14, if I remember correctly. So I put a cat back in my you know, maybe for the we're gonna just get the median here, I think. Oh, we got the open lane. But yeah, I think for the maybe for the next stream we'll jump back in the Kenworth, depending on what we're gonna do, or we might even get like a new company truck or something if we do one of those kind of little company specific ones, you know, where the goal, you know, I like to kind of, if I have to deliver a lot of the same cargo from like certain in-game companies, I like to get a truck that matches those companies, and then kind of, you know, come up with a paint scheme and do it that way. I think it's kind of fun. Makes it a little more realistic. But if that's not the case, depending on what achievements are left for me to complete, maybe I'll jump back into the old W900. We got to give that truck a name too, so let me know in the comments after the fact, or in the chat now, if you guys think of any good names for the old Kenworth. I put a cat in it. I swapped the Cummins for a cat. So, new engine in there. I think it's got like a 3406 or something. Cool engine. I figured I'd do one of each. I had both Cummins in both of them. Yeah, I mean, this engine sounds fantastic in this truck, I'm not gonna lie. It just, I just want to mix it up a little bit. But I think we'll, oh wait, don't want to get in that lane just yet. I feel like this merges somewhere pretty soon here. There we go, 45. Just crossing the Colorado River. It is kind of interesting though when you go back and drive on these older states in the game. You know, they don't feel as polished, and you can see like the map makers and the game developers are learning over time just how to really refine their craft. And so I think it's kind of cool to go back to these and just see. It makes you appreciate kind of how far the game has come and where there's been a lot of improvements, and the map making definitely has had its fair share of improvements over the years compared to like maps like this. Missed that one. It happens. It happens. So we're gonna merge here. This lane ends. Get our turn signal on there as we merge over here. All right, and now we're gonna get on the expressway. I think it's I-70. Yep. We don't need gas at the moment. We'll probably get some later in the episode, but we still got a solid little less than half a tank left. No worries there. Alright, so just under 2 hours to go. Let's see. What should we talk about today? So, in other news, American Truck Simulator just announced. I'll roll the window here so we can, whoops. Wrong button. There we go. American Truck Simulator just announced that they are heading to Canada. They're moving out of the States and going to British Columbia. So there's a DLC coming up. Just announced, so it's going to be a while, as they usually are. But, yeah, we're going to British Columbia. I gotta admit, I don't really know to, you know, I'm not mad or, like, that excited about it. I'm just kind of like, cool, you know. Obviously, being from the Midwest, I'm excited for, like, the Midwest. I want to get, you know, everybody wants their home state, and I'm no exception. But, you know, Canada sounds cool. I bet it's going to be really beautiful, especially the caliber of the map making now in the game. As I was just saying, I think it'll be really, really well done, and it's going to look. I bet they're going to really lean into the nature, and you know, all the mountains and stuff. It's going to be beautiful. So I am excited in that regard. I think it's going to be something different, and I'm guessing the reason that they did it is probably because they want to start making their way towards towards Alaska. So the only way to get to Alaska is to go through Canada. If you're driving, that is. But, yeah, so it does make sense that they're going to branch out to that part of Canada. I don't envision them doing the whole country. But, you know, something around there. Yep, I've driven past that sign before. I remember that. Yeah, I've definitely been on this stretch of road coming into Colorado. This is actually, I think this is the road that was closed when I was driving. There was there had been some mudslides. Like, I gotta get Wade here. Come on now. Coming in hot. Oh, man. But yeah, when I was driving through Colorado, there were some mudslides, and I remember they closed like this part of I-70, and I had to take a detour through. I was heading to Utah. I was heading to like Moab area. I was going on my way down to the Grand Canyon, and I had to get to. What did I have to take? I went through like Colorado Springs. And it was a beautiful, beautiful scenic byway. It was absolutely a beautiful drive. And, you know, the switchback mountain roads. And I was in my car, my probably not the best car to do a cross-country camping road trip in, but I was in my my Subaru. I have a Subaru WRX, and it was like the first summer I bought it. And it's a 6-speed manual. And it's got the, it still had the sport. It's the previous owner put like sport suspension on it and actually like lowered the car. And it was funny because, you know, I'm driving cross country in this like essentially a sports car. And I'm pulling into these campsites, you know, they're like off road and all this stuff and whatever. And it was just like kind of funny. But honestly, though, I wouldn't have done it any other way. I thought it was a really fun way to get across country. It was a really fun car to drive, especially on the roads like that, where I had to take, you know, some of the back roads a little bit. Oh, it was beautiful. And super fun. Nothing like driving a stick shift through some mountains. I'm telling you. Especially like the turbo kicking in. Man. Great drive. But anyway, yeah, you know, so I was doing that, and then what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the sport suspension. Yeah, it was funny that the old owner like put this sport suspension on and lowered the car, and so the ride was just abysmal when I was doing that road trip. It, you know, every bump you felt it so much, it like shook. If you went over a bump that was big enough, it would like the rear view mirror would like fall down a little bit. Oh, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. I was like, this is not the car that I should be driving for this. But you know what? Like I said, it was fun, and now I've since put the suspension back to stock. I actually got a hold of the old owner, and got the original springs back. And so I put them back on the car, raised it up a little bit. It's way more comfortable now. I got some new tires. It had these really hard sport tires on it. And now I got like regular ones that are like all season. So much better. So, yeah, it rides a lot better now. If I did a cross-country road trip in that car now, I feel like I'd really enjoy it a lot more. But it was still fun. And a great drive. Speaking of Grand Junction, well, I didn't say anything about Grand Junction, but here we are. We're in Grand Junction. So yeah, already almost done with our first delivery. This took almost no time at all. We're 39 minutes away here. Either in no time. Ah, I missed that gear. I knew it as soon as I felt it. What you gonna do? Happens. Alright, what do we got here? This guy's stuck. Oh no. What the heck was this? You just dropped a dumpster in the middle of the road there? Alright then. Okay. That's cool. So yeah, I'm sorry if you guys were expecting to go to Brackenridge, but like I said, I just personally did not care for it, so I have no desire to head there today, unfortunately. Gotta adjust the mic there. I feel like I'm sitting. I just feel like I'm forcing myself to sit way up in the seat. Not the most comfortable, so I'm gonna lean back a little bit here and hopefully bump this to the side a little bit more. There we go. Don't want to block my face with the microphone. I wish I had a better place to put this. I'm sorry. But just the way that my desk is set up, I kind of have to have it on this right side. There's no way to mount it kind of any other way. You gotta be careful with these turns here, you know. You're gonna... You don't want to accidentally get, you know, your trailer kind of in the other lane. You got to be mindful where your trailer's at, so they're not clipping any cars like to my left here. Got to take these kind of on the outside, you know, take them kind of wide. Yeah, beautiful little town center. Looking really nice. Haven't been over here in a while. It's nice to go drive through these older parts of the map. Or of the country, I guess. Haven't been to Colorado in this game in a minute. It has been a minute. Yeah, Colorado's a beautiful state. If you've never been, I would highly suggest that you go. And I would highly suggest that you do a road trip. Road trips, in my book, are just unmatched. They make for great memories, and you know, it's just like something about being on your own, kind of being able to go at your own pace, be on your own schedule. It's just, yeah. If you can't tell, I love driving. Just virtually or not virtually. I love just being behind the wheel. Maybe in another life, I would have been a real trucker, or you know, like try to be a race car driver or something. Be ambitious. Actually, fun fact: when I was a kid, speaking of Halloween, I remember there was one year where I dressed up as like a truck driver, except nobody knew what I was. Yeah, it's kind of not the most easily identifiable costume, but you know, it's fine. Speed limit's dropping to 55 here. We'll throw the jigs on for a minute. Oh, we gotta get left. Oh, 45 now. Our destination's coming up here pretty quick. Should be right there. All right. Already at our first spot here. Did not take much time at all. I am happy with that. Let's go. So we'll back this in here. We're going to have to do a little blindside back action right here. Looks like. I'm not going to be able to swing this around, not in this tight yard, I don't think. Actually, I probably could. Oh, but then I'd be, yeah, we're not going to mess with that. Then I'd be having to pull out like into the street and get around that corner of that building. I think it's just going to be best to do it this way. I can see pretty good, or pretty well, that is. Sorry, grammar. Alright, let's get our hazards on here. Make sure people can kind of see us. Even though if they don't see the giant truck with the spooky trailer, then, you know, you got other problems. I realize you can do this, so you can zoom in by holding down the mouse wheel. That is exciting. And look at that. This is... we might get this first try here. I'm impressed. I think I'm a little short. Yeah, we're gonna have to straighten out. Oh, it'll give it to us. I will take that. I will take that. All right. That's a wrap on delivery number 1. Let's look up, let's go Halloween. Halloween, where are we going? Back to Moab? Nah, I don't want to go back the same way we came. I don't want to go there either. That's kind of far. That's kind of far. Man, we got a lot of 6 hour. No, we're not doing a 6-hour drive right now. No way. I don't know if we go back to Moab. I guess we could go to Vernal. It's like a different spot. Haven't been in a while. Only 3 hours, 38 minutes. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Why not? Let's do it. We got some time. That first one took so fast. I never get to do deliveries that are like 130 miles. Alright. Oh, and it's at the same place, too. We'll just go ahead and back up here. It should be right next to this building on our right. There it is. See it in my mirror. I hope you guys are having a great Monday evening. Beautiful night. Just set our clocks back this weekend, so it's dark. I mean, it's 8 o'clock, it's dark anyway, but it got dark really early today. Kinda sucks. Winter is coming, even though it feels like it's just became fall. Alright, let's get this hooked up here. Man, this truck looks so good with these trailers. I think the color scheme is working nicely. I like that deep purple. Real nice color, and it's metallic. It sparkles. Good. Alright, get the hazards off here. No need to have those clicking away. Yeah, no, I probably got to fix my mirrors in this truck. My my little round one there on the left is looking kind of too close, I think. You're clear on the left. The window down here, we're moving through the gears now. Yeah, this Cummins sounds good, man. It's a good engine. It's like 525 horse. This thing moves. Moves pretty good. Yeah, well, what do you guys think? You guys Cat or Cummins? Or Detroit Diesel? It's a contender. I like all three, depending on the engine. But back in the day, I used to lean towards Cummins because there was actually a big Cummins plant is located in actually southern Indiana, in a town called Columbus, and they recruit heavily from where I went to college. And so I actually interviewed there one time. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like the big employer for the town, you know, the big Cummins factory. We're getting the left lane here so that we're ready to make this turn up ahead and we're not going to be cutting anybody off. And pretty heavy on the brakes there. That light came up quick over that bridge. Gotta be careful sometimes, you know. We're moving a lot of weight. We got about 40,000 pounds fully loaded of, what are we hauling this time? Haulloween treats again. Oh, nice. And we got the arrow. Let's go. Come on. That's excellent. Love it when you get the arrow and you're not expecting it. Just makes your day a little bit better. Yes, don't yell at me. Do have a glass of wine this evening. Drinking a Spanish wine. Spanish red. I don't know what it is, but pretty good. I love Spanish wine. Fun fact, I studied abroad in Spain. And, just great food. Great wine. Everything's really fresh there. You know, it's not like in America where we add a bunch of preservatives to our food. You know, everybody goes to the grocery store every day, or like to the little corner market. But everything's very walkable. You know, it's not like this where everything's just, you gotta take a car because everything's so far apart. You know, you can kind of walk everywhere in Spain, which is really, you know, really cool. Something different about. It's always cool to go to different places and see kind of the different, you know, cities and cultures and everything like that. Alright, here we got one of those fancy interchanges. What do they call these again? Diverging diamond or something? I don't remember. I never build these in City Skylines, but it like eliminates cross traffic left turns, and it takes up less space than a roundabout. So that's the thing about roundabouts, is that they eliminate left turns, so you don't have traffic crossing over each other. But these things, you know, you can see like right now, I'm gonna make this left to get onto the expressway, and I don't have to cross any traffic. It's just a lot safer. Alright, just under 3 hours to go. Getting on the expressway here, back on I-70 going westbound. The window up here. Yeah, I see a couple more people popping in here. Hope you guys are doing well tonight. Welcome to the stream. We're just going to be delivering a few of these Halloween deliveries to try to wrap up this event. I need 3 more, just did our first one. We got our second one in progress, and I think I might try to get all of them done tonight if I can. So feel free to stick around, chat. Anything y'all want to talk about, I'm all ears. Just sitting, relaxing, having a glass of Spanish wine, and driving a truck. Doesn't get much better than this, you know. Well, it can, but, you know. Great way to spend a Monday night in my book. It's been a busy week. Had a busy week at work last week. So it's kind of nice to have a day to not, you know, don't have to work late today. I had a case due last week, so it was a little bit hectic. On Halloween, nonetheless. Case due on Halloween, so I didn't get to partake in any Halloween festivities this year, sadly. Hauling some spooky cargo here is the closest thing that I've gotten to celebrating Halloween this year. Oh man, we're coming in hot. Whoops, whoops. Brakes. Need those. Alright, good thing nobody's coming. You didn't see that. You gotta be careful talking and driving. You know, I feel like sometimes my driving in the game suffers. Go off on my tangents and then don't pay attention to when I'm coming on an off-ramp. You know, doing 60 miles an hour. I think we're like 75,000 pounds right now. So, yeah, we're moving. You know, trucks, gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. The goal today, we're gonna try to be accident-free. I'm usually not too bad. Usually my accidents in this game I attribute to the crappy AI. That's usually kind of when I'm getting into wrecks. It's because a car just like does something stupid. But usually I'm pretty good. Looks like we're coming up to some mountain pathways up here, some switchback roads. It is fun driving through these parts, though, because you actually have to kind of drive the truck. You know, not just putting it in cruise and going in a straight line. You know, you actually got to kind of be careful of the turns, because even though it'll have a posted speed limit, sometimes, you know, the posted speed limit is a little bit too high for a fully loaded trailer. Even now we're dropping down to 40. We're up in the mountains here, so we're getting struggling a little bit on these hills. Yeah, here we go, it's like 25 miles an hour. This reminds me of the roads that I was talking about earlier in the stream when I was driving through this scenic byway in Colorado. I had to take an alternate route because one of the interstates was closed, and it looked just like this. It was just beautiful, beautiful roads. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the road, but it's probably not. Sort of ran parallel to well, actually, it could be. This could be the way that I drove, because it was parallel to I-70, I think. I-70 was closed because of some mudslides. If there's a river, if we pop out next to a river, then it might be the road. Let's see here. I remember there was like a little, around one of the bends there was like a mine, like an old mine shaft. You drove through this little town called Minturn, I think it was called. It was just all around, just an excellent, excellent drive. If you guys haven't done a road trip out west, or if you're from out west and you haven't done a road trip out east, or if you just haven't done a road trip anywhere, I would just highly recommend that you do, because it is something else. Seeing some of the, especially to go kind of off the beaten path, you know, it's really nice to kind of take the back roads. Yep, we're slow going up here. Better safe than sorry, though, for being honest. Alright, we got steep grades coming up. Going over one of them cattle guards. We'll be sure to be mindful of our... Oh, already picking up some speed down here. Keep the Jakes on. I'll tell you what, 25 miles an hour though feels really, really slow. If everybody obeyed the speed limits in the world and actually went 25 miles an hour when it said so, now how can you even get in an accident at 25 miles an hour? You know what I mean? I remember my dad and I used to joke about that when we would drive around like our neighborhood, you know, growing up in like the suburbs, you know, it's like 20, 25 miles an hour speed limits. And you're just like, you can't even, if you did the speed limit, which, you know, I mean, you usually we're close to it, but like, it's just funny. If everybody went the speed limit, there would be like no accidents ever. Even on roads like this, sometimes, a lot of times by me, the roads like this, the speed limit will be like 30. And like, can you imagine going 30 miles an hour on a road like this? How would you hit anything? You could see everything. Like, it's just funny. So obey the speed limit. Be safe. Get our lights on there. It's getting a little late. Alright, it's got a 45 mile an hour sign there, and we're heading in here pretty quick. But it's all good. There's nobody coming. Got an hour to go here. I think after this one we might stop and get some gas if there's gas in town, kind of by where we're going. Because a lot of the roads out here, we're getting into some pretty desolate areas. That's one thing that I remember about driving in this part of the States, was like if you kind of take like, if you really don't know where you're going, you know, you can get caught in some pretty barren areas. I remember I drove through, because we were going to LA, and part of it is through like Death Valley, and there's literally a sign that says like no service for, you know, like no gas or food for the next like 55 miles. And that's a long time. That's a long time to go without seeing like a single exit. And I mean, there were exits, don't get me wrong, but there would be like, it would be like an exit to a dirt road, and then you look down that dirt road and you can't see anything past it. So it's always interesting, you know, to drive around parts like that, see what's out there, or what's not out there, I guess. Whole lot of nothing, some of those parts. Going through this adorable little town here. Just passing through. 45 miles an hour. Yep. Let's get that on the road there. Come on. I feel like I was saying, sorry if I'm not sorry that I'm not planning on going to Brackenridge, the special location for the Halloween event. It's just difficult to drive in there. I did all those deliveries, like I kind of, after I did the first one, I just kind of wanted to get them over with. It doesn't make for the most exciting drive in American Truck Simulator. It's a little bit, not even like, it's stressful in the wrong way. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like a lot of, 30 miles an hour now. It's just a lot of like tight bends. Your trailer keeps getting caught in the trees. Just annoying. So today we're just gonna finish this up. We're just gonna go between some towns on the regular roads of the continental United States, because that's just so much easier. You know, here's a gas station right here. Let's go ahead and fill up real quick. Why not? Take the trailer in here. Typically, I feel like you would not be able to bring a truck into this gas station. People will probably be like, what the heck are you doing? But whatever. The game, right? We can fit just fine. Look at that. Just blocking access to pump 5 there, it looks like. Sorry, guys. All right. Let's get back on the road. Very quick stop for some diesel. We are clear on the left. Go ahead and make this right. Yeah, welcome to the stream if you're just joining. Hope you guys are all doing well this evening. Beautiful day for a relaxing drive through some old parts of the map that I haven't really driven in a while. I've not been to Utah or Colorado or anything like that months since the new DLCs have all been out east. I've just been playing those as they kind of come out, because then, you know, you got to take, there's always the event for the state, the new state, so you got to drive through, you know, all the cities, and that just takes time. You know, it always takes a few weeks to do those, with my schedule at least. I usually try to knock out, you know, a delivery a day or every other day. Try to get them on the shorter side too. Oh, just coming up here, and it looks like on my map there's a truck stop coming up. Probably should have just waited to go there. Would have been a little better. But yeah. You could. This is still a good. Colorado's a good looking state in the game. They still did a good job with this one. I thought Colorado, I think, was the first one where they really did like really good work. All the other ones before that were kind of like meh. But once they hit Colorado, the DLCs started getting pretty good. Because then we had like Wyoming, Montana. All those were just awesome. But yeah, you can still see us a bit. It's getting a bit dated compared to like Missouri and everything now. But just the textures, you know, like the roads are a little more plain, and the way that like the trees are and stuff. Y'all gonna let us go? I don't want you to. That's what I hate. It's like as soon as I start turning, now they're gonna turn. Now they're gonna turn. Thank you, sir. So I think, like, get right in here. Don't see why I gotta go all the way around. Yeah, there we go. That's better. It's making me go all the way that way. I could just do this. I'll be able to make this. Now this is actually a spot where I was able to, I think, turn the truck around. I just delivered to one of these like yesterday. So yeah, I'll be able to turn the truck around here. So just make sure. Hold on our window here. Oh, we got plenty of room. Yeah, look at this. So we don't have to do a blindside back this time, which is nice. And always backing in these garages makes it a lot easier, in my opinion, because you can really know where you're going. But alright, let's give ourselves a little bit of room here. Okay. That's how it's done. Not too bad. Not too bad if I say so myself. All right. Where to next? Let's see what we got. Oh, whoops. Let's see where we got to go. So we got some external contracts. Let's get a Haulloween. We'll do 2 more. It's only 8. Man, it's only 8:20. This is awesome. All right, Grand Junction. Oh, that's where we just were. No, it wasn't. We went to Montrose. Yeah, let's go back to Colorado. Let's go to Grand Junction. Ah, but then we got to do that stupid road again. Yeah, whatever. That was a scenic route. We could drive back. What do you think? Nice little short one. We'll go to Walbert, and then maybe we'll take one more if we can get down to like Durango, or we'll be a little bit generous in our last delivery, but I'll be a little bit less picky. But I just like to do these short ones. Oh, and it's right here too. Come on, let's go. I bet it's right to our right, isn't it? Yep. Oh, there it is, right there. That is so... I didn't even realize that. That is so perfect. It's always nice when things just kind of work out like this, isn't it? Don't even gotta go drive around, pick up our trailer. It's right here. We'll do a little... I know it's already 7:45. evening here, and I think we're gonna do a little bit of night driving. All right, hooked up, ready to go. If you're watching the stream and you're enjoying this, if you wouldn't mind throwing a like on there, that would be awesome. Helps get the stream out to other people. You know, the algorithm loves that. Loves to show that people are actually enjoyed in what they're watching instead of it being a big piece of crap, which probably is, but you know, who am I to judge? Judge my own content. I know there's probably better things you could be doing on a Monday night, but thank you for watching. I always appreciate the views and the likes and the comments. It really is nice. Makes me feel like I'm not completely wasting my time, you know? But also, am I wasting time if I'm having fun? I don't think so. Oh. You can go, man. Don't stop right there. I had a feeling there was a car there. I thought that as soon as I started pulling out, I said, you know what? I bet you there's a car behind that truck. And there was. So always got to be careful. Getting a little chilly, looks like 54 degrees. We'll roll up the window here. I always thought about adding some music to these streams. It's kind of in the background, just something kind of quiet, like little lo-fi stuff. But I don't know. I feel like there's kind of a lot going on with the sounds, you know, with the engine and stuff. And me talking, I just kind of don't. I've sort of opted against it. But let me know if you guys think any differently. If you'd like some music in here at one point. I could do it for the next one or something. That curve's a little sharp. Forgot about that one. Just drove it. Already forgot. Alright, we got 2 hours and 40 minutes to go. Going over the Green River. Is that a CCR song? Green River? I think so. Man, I'll tell you what. I have not been, I've not played drums in a minute. I need more drums. Honestly. Yeah, speaking of CCR and stuff. Yeah, it's just that time of year where there's, you know, there's not a lot of gigs to be had, so sometimes like we'll try to get one, you know, over the holidays, my band. But lately, the place that we usually play at ended up closing this past year. So, and to be honest, I've just been way too lazy to actually like call around and try to find shows. Everybody, you know, we always say we're gonna do it, and then nobody ever does it. But then I always have to be the one that does it. I don't know. Sometimes I'd just rather get the guys together and go jam in the basement. To be honest. Just as fun. But there's nothing like playing a show. So hopefully we'll get something in the near future here, in the next few months. I gotta ask around, see what's out there. I think we'll go ahead and just kind of push through, whoops, that gear there. Push through the night. I don't really see why we should stop. Plus, like, the nighttime in this game looks really good now. They've done a lot since it came out with the lighting and everything, and the sky textures and stuff. I mean, look at my rearview mirror, like on the left there. That just looks real good. The sunset back there. They really do a good job with the environment, with the lighting in this game. I think it's come a long way. And so before I used to really not like driving at night, and now I love driving at night in this game. I actually usually, what I'll do is I'll keep the, I just turned off the little, you know, tired person thing because I don't like to, I just, you know, keep driving through. Sometimes I'll stop. If it's like a new state and I want to see everything, I'll drive during the day. But you know, these old ones, like, I've seen this stuff 1,000 times, probably. I put so many hours in this game, it's ridiculous. But yeah, so I've been around here a ton of times, but I'll tell you what, you know, thinking back in the day when I was out here, driving out here, in, you know, real life, the sky was something else. Because growing up, you know, in the suburbs by Chicago, you don't get the stars that you get out in places like this. There's just too much light pollution. No matter where you are, nothing compares. Even some parts of rural Indiana and like Illinois are really nice, but like nothing's like out west, desert, or not even the desert, but you know, stuff like this. It's just, it's unbelievable. One time I was camping in the Colorado mountains, got out of my tent, get up in the middle of the night, you know, and man, it was just like, I had to stop and just look. I was like, wow, I'd never seen anything like that. It was so nice. Another one of those cattle guards coming up here. I never understood like how those work. I need to look that up. I wonder if it's like if they don't walk over it because it's like, you know, there's like rates and their like their hooves would get caught, so they just don't walk on them. Like, I wonder if that's it. But it's always interesting to me how those are just in the middle of the road. I'm back 25 miles an hour. People can't even yell at me now if I'm going too slow because I'm just doing the speed limit. Except now we're doing 21. Oh man. Slow and steady as she goes. The mountains. I'm thinking about getting a new steering wheel sometime soon. Maybe going with Moza. The jury's out on that. We got some steep downhill grades coming up here. Got the easy Jake on the shifter here on my right. Little button here right on the side, flipping on and off. That's that clicking that you keep hearing. If it's bugging you, I'm sorry. It bugs me too. But at least it's like it's a nice, you know, real button. Although I do need to work on getting the shifter replaced pretty soon. Like this is just duct tape. It's on its last leg. The screw, it's just like kind of 3D printed plastic, so the screw kind of cracked the seam. The seam is cracked at like where the screw is, so it just kind of holding on for dear life here. But it works. It's still working. And sometimes I can be cheap, so oh well. I thought our speed limit was going to pick up a little bit here. Come on. I think around this bend it might. Now that we're off this switchback road. Oh, there's a cop right behind us. I don't want to go too fast. Oh man, didn't even realize that. Whoops. Oh, you're doing 27 and 25. Got a cop right behind me. Gotta be careful. Go extra slow here. Be very safe. And is this at 40 miles an hour? Yes. Wait till we pass that sign though. Don't want to get pulled over. Alright. Now we can get going here. Let's do it. Hour to go. And then we'll do one more delivery after this before we call it a night. Yeah, always fun. Always fun. American Truck Simulator. Great game. This is the rumble strips there. These roads got to be a little bit slower than the speed limit, I think. You know, maybe it wasn't. Maybe the speed limits weren't designed for a fully loaded truck. I mean, I think they usually are, but even so, sometimes you just got to be careful about your driving. That's where I like sometimes driving on these roads in the game. It's a nice change of pace. You know, you actually have to be mindful of the truck and you know, watch your corners and stuff. Because you can feel it. You can feel it get a little unstable in the game if you take a turn too fast. Gotta be careful. Even though I always try to figure out my optimal setting for the like. Oh, there we go. Whoa, $1,500 fine. Nice. All right. 13 over. Too busy talking, didn't see the sign. Well, there you go. Oh well. Too bad we don't have a, you know, $42.8 million in the bank to cover that speeding ticket. Oh my goodness. Well, here we go. 26 minutes to go. ETA on this delivery, 20 more miles. Excellent. Be all right. The last one we do here after this, we'll be careful not to get any more speeding tickets. Don't want to pay no $1,000 fines. Speaking of fines and tickets and such, you know, people that know that I play this game they keep sending me that video of couple. Alright, looks like we're back. We just had a little disconnect there. Sorry about that. My Wi-Fi kind of is trash, not gonna lie. I'm trying to play Battlefield. and it's like I couldn't even get through a game today. I gotta call the provider to get out here, I think, and do a little work. I wanted to set up a wire connection in this room, but I couldn't. It didn't even have the outlet in here. Doesn't even work for the fiber optic cable. So I can't even set up a wire connection in here right now. Yeah, I might call them, see if I can get an appointment to get somebody to come out here check it out. Because it is frustrating, like especially because I work with my job. I work from home most days a week, 3 days a week at least, and yeah, to not have like, you know, proper internet. Yeah, it's frustrating. But anyway, yeah, people were sending me, you know, those videos, those accidents with those trucks recently. There was one that made that illegal U-turn, and a minivan crashed into the trailer in the middle of an expressway. Like, that was so incredibly stupid. Why would you even do that? There's some people, man. Some people just don't think. Unbelievable. So unsafe, especially when you're handling a piece of equipment, you know, this big. Like, you got to be mindful of that stuff, man. It's just stupid. Couldn't believe that when I saw that. And then the other one where that guy was like, didn't even hit the brakes because he was high on something or whatever. Crashed into like 6 cars, or however many cars, and killed like 6 people. It was down in Florida or California or something. But man, that was another one. I was like, how can you be that dumb as a driver? Like, doing drugs or drinking is crazy enough when you're driving a regular car, let alone a semi. Like, all these drivers I get caught with DUIs and stuff. I say that as I'm here drinking a glass of wine, but it's a game, and I'm in my little home office. You know, if I was ever out on the road, I would never be doing that. Like, come on. So don't yell at me. But alright, here we are in our destination. Where do I have to put this trailer? Oh, this is a nice, easy spot, I think. Gotta go right. Yeah, perfect. Oh, this is nothing, guys. What? Oh, set off that alarm, apparently. Probably the engine. That's what's funny about my car. Not my actual car. Kind of straight pipes. Well, it's not straight pipes, but it's got no mufflers. so people, I've set off a couple car alarms on accident. I promise I'm not that much of a tool. I just think it's kind of funny sometimes. But also, I've seen thunder and fireworks set off car alarms. So there's this one car on my street. They always park it on the street, and every time there's a storm, alarm goes off. I think it's like an old Toyota 4Runner or something. It's just so funny. I'm like, this is great. Except when it's like 3 a.m. and then every time the thunder rumbles, this car alarm starts going off. All right, get this detached. Another one in the books. What do we got? 14 out of 15. We'll go ahead and do one more delivery here before we call it a night. Finish up our Halloween event. Where are we going? Price, Utah? Oh man, I haven't been to Price in a while. Yeah, we've been to Vernal. I don't want to go to Vernal again. Oh, that's far. Let's go to Price. 2.5 hours. Let's do it. I was just trying to see if there's anything at our depot here, so we don't have to go and pick up our trailer. We can just pick it up here, but looks like that is not the case. So we're gonna go head down the road here. Looking at the map, I thought I might be able to get around that way, but apparently not. Apparently we have to hop again. Apparently we gotta go back the way we came. Typically when I'm just bobtailing here, I don't use the splitter. It just doesn't make sense to keep going. You don't need to go through all the gears when you don't really need that torque. I feel like I'll just use the only use the range if I need to. Well, of course I need to use the range, but you get what I mean. Alright. We'll probably wait for the light here, because there's some cars coming. Actually, after these guys, it might be good. No, they're getting the yellow. But we are going to be good to go here. Yep. Alright. Easy peasy. Alright, just about to get to our pickup point. Right. Almost veering that Land Rover. Oh man. Yeah, a lot of driving. Getting tired. Like I said, I just want to get this done today. Figured doing this in a live stream would be perfect motivation to do so. One more delivery to go, and we will have completed the Halloween event. But yeah, always let me know. Do you guys do these events? Do you try to go, you know, complete them all when they have the new states, when they have the holiday ones? I always like to do them. I think it's fun. I think it gives me a reason to kind of play the game and, you know, maybe either try out a different truck, or honestly, which I usually do most of the time, is just put some miles on my trucks that I always use and, you know and love, like this one and my W900. The W900's got 50,000 miles on it now. This one's already got 15.9. We're gonna be at 16,000 probably here after this delivery. And I just bought this like not too long ago. So yeah, I do like to kind of stick with the same trucks for like these events like this, where you got to just run a bunch of deliveries you know, around to wherever. The only time I like to get like a specific truck is if I'm doing like something where, like I said, like there's an achievement and I want to, you know, you need to haul deliveries of like a very specific type from like very specific companies. That you can kind of pretend like you're a driver for that company, sort of design a truck around that, you know. I've done that in some of my streams before. I think it's always fun. Gives me a chance to kind of try some of the different trucks in the game that I wouldn't otherwise try. Like usually I'm not a fan of like, those like the more modern trucks, like the freight, like the Cascadias and the, you know, stuff like that, and like the T680s and stuff. I'm not saying they're bad trucks. I'm just saying they're not my favorite. If I had my choice, I would get one of these, like a 389 or a W900. I like the old classic kind of long nose cabs. I'm the same way with cars. I don't like electric cars. I'll probably never buy one. Unless I'm forced by law to. I just think they're boring and they have no life to them. I'm not trying to be critical, I'm just, you know, that's just my opinion. That's why we're here on a truck simulator stream. And hopefully that's why you guys are here too. But yeah, you know, I don't know. I just think like these older trucks, you know, kind of had personality, and now they're just very, the way that they're made and stuff too is like everything's very just assembly line, you know, mass produced. It just makes for a lot of, it's hard to get like that personality that you have, like it's hard to get that pride of owning something. And I feel like it's the same way with cars too. Like a lot of cars, you know, they're all kind of the same color, they're all got the same features, you know. It's all about like convenience now. It's not about like actually being proud of something. Like you look back in the day when people were proud of like what they made, how cool cars were and stuff. But I'll get off my soapbox. Sorry. Is this guy gonna make a left? Guess I'll wait and see. I'm not gonna cut him off yet. A couple trucks in front of us. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think there's perks, you know, to what are you? Who's beeping at me? Is that guy behind me? Get out of here. Where am I supposed to go? Tell me where I'm supposed to go. Beep at me one more time. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. I can't go anywhere, man. Yelling at a virtual AI driver. Alright, that guy's not going left. Oh, he is. Alright, good. Good thing we stay in our lane there. Now, what is going on here? Oh my goodness. But yeah, those are some of my favorite conversations to have, is like the whole debate about, you know, electric cars and things. I talk about that with people at work all the time, you know, about just kind of the state of all that. And I don't know, like I said, I just feel like a lot of things like that nowadays kind of lack personality. I think our society is just getting that way. I mean, you look at like restaurants, you look at buildings, you know, everything's just very like prefab and not, you know, there's no like ornate designs in anything anymore, and it kind of sucks a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. I've talked about this before in some of my streams, like playing this game, but like to, you know, do y'all agree? I don't know. I won't rant about this because I can rant about this for hours. But like even the building that I live in right now is like really, it's like old brick. There's like some really cool designs. It's subtle, you know, like under the windows there's like some little stone, some like cool stonework. that you otherwise just don't really see much anymore. You know, see, so a lot of old buildings in like Chicago have that really cool ornate stonework. And it's sad that that's like going away, you know, there's craftsmanship and stuff. And yeah, it's a little more effort and it's a little bit more expensive, but I mean, like, look at when have I ever said, like, you know, when has anyone ever said, like, wow, that new, like, Starbucks is man, that's just a cool building. I don't know, just everything's, like, really, what do you call it now? Prefab and modern. But anyway, I digress. Getting on the expressway. Last delivery for the evening. $130 miles to go. We're gonna hit 16,000 on the truck. Always exciting when you hit a 1,000-mile milestone, like your next 1,000 or like a next 10,000. You know, I just hit 51,000 on my car. Man, always got to get a picture of that 51 or 50,000. You know, big milestone on the car. Yeah, that's why I want to do when I did that with my W900 in this game. I said I was going to drive that truck until it hit 50,000 miles. And I did, and I still drive it. I haven't driven in a long time, and I think I'm going to go back to it. Whatever the next, like, challenge thing is for, oh yes, we could bypass, finally. Finally. First one. We've been able to bypass, like, all day. Or all week, really. I've been playing this game, like, kind of every day just to knock out some of these deliveries, and man, I feel like I've had to stop at, like, every single way station. But anyway, we are cruising now. We'll put in, speaking of cruising, we'll put it in cruise control for once, save some. It'll be good for our fuel economy. But yeah, I would like to get back into the W900 at some point soon. I think, like I said, the next state that comes out, I'll definitely do it, regardless. And if not, I'll see what Steam achievements I have yet to achieve. And if there's one that lends itself to just kind of driving a non-company specific truck, then we'll bust out the W900 again for that. I think that'd be fun. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I mentioned briefly, I put a new engine in it. I swapped the Cummins for a Cat 3604 or 3406, whatever it is. That's going to be in the Kenworth from now on. This one's still got a Cummins in it. Cummins N14, I think, 525. Great motor. It's got some torque. Sounds excellent. I mean, you've seen today, we've been up and down the mountains on some real, you know, small switchback roads, and it has not even, it has laughed at those. I've been very, very impressed. It's a beautiful little night drive here. Let's look at the sky. We got the moon to our driver's side window there. 2:30 in the morning, perfect time for driving. Yeah, it's been nice. It's been nice driving through Utah and Colorado again. I haven't driven through these states in a long time. Still holds up. I gotta admit, Colorado still holds up, and we're in Utah now, and even Utah still holds up. It looks a little bit dated. The textures, you know, on the roads and stuff are a little bit dated, a little bit more plain compared to the newer states. You know, and you can see in the newer states they did a lot more with like the cracks in the roads and everything, making it look authentic. But you know, this I'll take this. I still think the way that they approach the landscape is nice. You know, the environment feels very authentic. The mountains and everything, and the foliage. I do like it. I do think they did a good job. Especially with Colorado. I mean, oh my God, Colorado, they really did a good job with that state. I still think it even stands up against some of the states, some of the newer ones, to be honest with you. They put a lot of effort into the Alright, there we go. Yeah, we're good. That was embarrassing. No, I need 5th gear. There we go. Oh, take brake off. I promise I'm a better driver when I'm not live streaming. When I don't have to talk and keep y'all entertained. But here we go, 37 miles to go. Yeah, these roads, man, look at this. Got some fun little windy roads here going through. Would you call this the desert? I guess I could call it a desert. There's sand. Don't see any cacti though. Is it the desert if there's not a cactus? Oh, this poor guy, broken down out here in the middle of freaking nowhere. Yeah, he'll be alright. Look at all the cars. Look at a lot of cars behind me. Oh man, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Alright, looks like we're back. Had another little internet glitch there, it seemed. Sorry again about that. My Wi-Fi is not my friend lately. I swear it comes and goes. But yeah, I think I might have to call the old internet provider pretty soon and see if I can get my fiber optic cable outlet in here to work. That would mean a better experience for everybody, including myself. Especially when I'm playing Battlefield. If you guys play that game, let me know what you think. The new Battlefield 6. So far, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I haven't played a game like that in a long time. Usually, I just do stuff like this. That's a little bit more relaxed and chill. I'm not, you know, in like a middle of a war zone, but you get a couple friends together. It is a fun game. Fun game. Very team oriented, which makes it a little bit better, in my opinion. Like, you know, I used to play like Call of Duty, but I kind of stopped playing that because it was just making me mad. You know, it's so fast paced now, and I don't know, it's just full of a bunch of people that the way that they made the game is like they catered it to new people, and it just sucks. Battlefield though, it feels heavy. Like it feels like, you know, it's not super, you're not running around jumping like crazy everywhere. It just feels good. Like a little old school, you know, like boots on the ground, kind of like back to the old school games. It's been a lot of fun. I've been having a lot of fun with it. Alright. Last one here. Let's see how well we do. Back in this trailer, and it says it's a 90 XP drop off. I find that hard to believe, given that it's well, where it looked like it was gonna be at. Let's see. I just gotta turn around. Where are we going? I think we're just going right. Oh yeah. Oh, it's because we gotta back around that wall a little bit. That's why. Easy money. Am I gonna be able to make it? Nope. See here, just gonna jackknife the trailer a little bit. A little careful. I was surprised actually. I realized when I was driving the a couple of streams ago, I was driving that Mack, the Anthem, or no, it was a Pinnacle actually. It was a Pinnacle. For the waste management company, municipal waste management or whatever it's called. And I had that flatbed trailer with the spread axle. And those spread axle trailers, They don't turn like regular trailers do. When you jackknife them like that to try to like loop around, they sort of like continue. They don't follow your cab as much as they kind of still push forward. And so what happened is, like, as I did that, it would kind of come back into the cab. And I kept hitting the trailer on the back of the cab, which is something that I'm not. Oh, look, I'm talking now. I can't. I'm just messing this up. Oh gosh. But I had it too. Come on. But yeah, that was something that I wasn't used to that, and I ended up bumping that into the cab a couple times because I just wasn't used to how that trailer behaves. It doesn't back like the spread axle trailers don't back like a regular trailer. They're a little bit different. I'll park this trailer here. I still didn't even get it. It's probably going to give it to me, but I'm not happy about this. Yep. Alright. Good enough. Good enough. If it fits, it ships for a low flat rate. Alright, well, that wraps it up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Got a good number of you guys checking out the stream, so I really appreciate it. Yeah, we're done. We got all 15 of our deliveries here, and we are good to go for the event. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you we got City Skylines this week. We got Farming Simulator this week. We'll have another City Skylines video ready to go next week. I got plenty of stuff in the works. Just got to get around to, editing it all and uploading it all. So thank you guys for being patient, but I'm going to try to post some, fingers crossed, post more regular content as the month sort of begins here. Fall starts, I get a little bit less busy and everything, so I'll be around. Hopefully you guys will be too. Have a great week. Good night, and thank you for watching. See ya.